introduce our keynote speaker, I'd like to call our one of our PAARL board member and a board of director, Dr. Maria Gia Gamolo, to introduce our keynote speaker. Good morning, Doc Gia.
Okay, good morning everyone. So still, wala pa rin akong video. Kita niyo ako?
Yes, we're seeing you, ma'am.
Okay, well, anyway, good morning everyone again, and I'm pleased to present our keynote speaker for today. So, Christine Abrigo is involved in leadership and management initiatives within her university and various projects in the fields of library and information science and archival science. Her research interests include the nature of work and communicating value, learning organization, library leadership and management, knowledge sharing, and cultural heritage preservation. She actively conducts research studies and have had publication and research dissemination opportunities in local and international knowledge sharing venues. She serves the profession through her involvement in professional library organizations and consortia, such as the AUNILO, Libraries of ASEAN University Network, the Catholic Educational Association of the Philippines National Capital Region, Library Committee, and the De La Salle Philippines Library Commission and Consortium of Engineering Libraries Philippines. She also served as a member of the PAARL Board of Directors as Vice President in 2014. Christine, or Miss Abrigo, is currently serves as Director of Libraries of De La Salle Universities. She earned her Bachelor and Master of Library and Information Science degrees from the School of Library and Information Studies, UP Diliman. Okay, let's welcome our keynote speaker for today, and I hope we'll learn a lot from her. Thank you, and mabuhay po tayong lahat. Okay.
Thank you. Ako na, di ba? Ako na ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, Christine.
Thank you. Magandang umaga sa inyo lahat. Maraming salamat, Doc Gia and Donna. So magandang araw, buong Pilipinas. And it is such an honor for me, for my institution, De La Salle University, and our library team, and myself, to be given this great opportunity to speak before all of you, my colleagues, to open this year's national conference. So I would like to thank Arla. Actually, kapag nakakatanggap ako ng invitation sa PAARL, parang palagi kong iniisip na na wala akong excuse umatras. Pero adya lang na adya, pagka-settle down ng kaba at pagkabigla ng lahat-lahat ng mga bagay na to. So gratefulness kicks in because this is a great venue for sharing, imparting experiences and knowledge and empowering each other. So again, thank you for having me today and for giving me the privilege to set the tone for the next 2 days of the conference. Tapos na, mag-share screen pala ako. Alrighty, so this is my presentation. Okay, can you see it?
Yes,
nakikita niyo po ba? Okay. Kung gaganituhin ko, okay lang ba?
Yes.
So, okay, sige. Maraming salamat, Donna. So, this year's national conference theme is Catalysts for Change, Transforming Library Services collections, and communities in times of challenges. And today I have 4 key points, which I have lifted from the theme itself, and likewise happens to be the very focal points of this 2-day knowledge sharing conference. And I'm calling it the 3 C's and a T. Ano ba yun? Yan, sila, no? Catalyst, change, challenge, and transformation. Okay, so ito rin yung magiging focus ko for today, my discussion points. So point number 1, catalyst. Ano ba yung catalyst? What's a catalyst? And what does it do? Or does it even do anything? No? And di ba naririnig natin yung salitang catalyst? Actually, no, maraming beses na ito ginagamit. Aside from this is an elementary science term, no? Ginagamit ng mga elementary ng grade school pa tayo, no? Naririnig na natin yung catalyst. And ngayong mga we're already librarians and we're already in the academe, in the profession, and even in scholarly communication, ginagamit yung term na catalyst. Pero ano ba yung catalyst? No? Let me give you this dictionary definitions. Let's take a look at the dictionary definitions of a catalyst. And here's one. Okay, so sabi ang catalyst is a substance that enables a chemical reaction. A chemical reaction to proceed at a usually faster rate or under different conditions. No? Sabi niya, daw, ang catalyst ay isang substance nag-enable ng chemical reaction. Another definition is that kung as an adjective, if it's catalytic, when you say it's catalytic or having a catalytic effect, ang ibig sabihin daw nun is you are, it means that something, the catalyst, is causing things to happen. So it's either they increase the speed or they increase the speed at which things happen. So, merong dahilan kung bakit nangyayari ang mga ito. Okay. Ano pa? Isa pa to, no? Another definition from Cambridge, mga dictionary definitions lang. Sabi niya, a catalyst is a condition, an event, or person that is the cause of an important change. Yun daw siya. No? It's an important change. But these definitions, you know, they tell us that a catalyst, in other words, is an agent. Okay? And that this agent, this something in science causes a chemical reaction. And that this agent is unaffected. Sabi niya dito sa dictionary definition, without itself being changed. It causes something, but hindi siya nag-change, hindi siya nagbabago. No? Meaning to say, it can stand by itself. It can move or trigger something, but itself cannot be triggered. Kumbaga sa statistics, isa siyang independent variable. It can rock the boat, pero siya, chill lang siya. No? Hindi siya affected, deadma lang siya. No? Parang saya-saya niya, di ba? Kaya niyang mag-cause ng change, pero siya, hindi siya affected. Nakakaingit, di ba? Ganun siya. And ang imagine ko dito is yung pearl, di ba? Yung mga perlas. When an irritating substance, and in the context of our discourse today, a catalyst or an agent enters an oyster, ang reaction niya, nagiging defensive siya. And in its defense, it takes action by encasing the irritant to protect itself. So yung irritant, pag pumasok sa oyster shell, babalutin niya, no? I-encase niya. And the catalyst caused a pearl. So that catalyst, that agent, ang naging effect niya ay nakabuo siya ng pearl. At yung pearl, ang bunga ng change or action. Okay. So now with this analogy, no, here's another. Let's look looking at the next definition of a catalyst by Merriam-Webster dictionary. There are two things. No, it provokes or speeds, which are both critical in effecting change or action. No, so dalawa, nagpo-provoke o kaya nagpapabilis, pero ang ginagawa niya is nagko-cause siya ng change or it triggers you to take action. So either magbago or umaksyon, or sa nakikita natin ngayon, both change and action. Okay? So isa siyang dahilan, isa siyang reason. So catalyst is a reason. Is a reason nga, yan nga. And ano ba yun? No? This catalyst can either be tao, bagay, o pangyayari. No? Yan. Tao, we know that a person, trigger can be a catalyst. So ito yung mga human resource, tayo yun, no? People, communities, no? Things, o bagay. Sa environment, sa context natin sa library, ito yung mga physical spaces, facilities, information resources, funds, and even the intangible things, no, can be a catalyst. And of course, an event or a situation, diba? Pwedeng pangyayari, no? Isang pangyayari ang mag-cause ng change o mag-cause sa atin na bumilis ang mga bagay-bagay. Ano yung mga to, no? There can be it could be an organizational change, maybe transitions, for example, in leadership, in your organization, in your institution, succession, baka may ganung change, successioning within your organization, or job rotation. It can also trigger, it's a catalyst that can cause something to happen. Disasters or calamities, diba? Isa rin yun, no, na situation that can cause, that can be a catalyst for something to happen. Or like in the situation that we are in right now, the COVID-19 pandemic. No? Diba? Ramdam na ramdam natin ito, no? Kasi ang tagal na nandito pa siya. So these are the nature of catalysts. No? So ngayon, naiintindihan na natin, no, what's a catalyst, I believe, no. So isa siya, no, isipin niyo na lang six things siya na pwede siyang mag-cause ng something. So i-apply naman natin yung catalyst and pearl concepts in the context of library scenarios. Okay. So meron akong tanong. Okay, ito yung question ko. So, what are the catalysts? Now, this is the next question that comes to mind. What are the catalysts change or action in libraries? Yeah. Like what I mentioned kanina, no? So pwedeng tao, bagay, nangyayari ito. At sa ngayon, yun nga, makikita natin na very obvious na catalyst with 19. Because ramdam na ramdam nga natin ito, no? However, pre-COVID, baka nakakalimutan natin. Kasi masyado nang napunta yung attention natin sa ngayon, no? Baka nakakalimutan natin, we already have our essential catalysts. Start staring at us. It's been there. Kasi di ba, hindi naman gumagalaw yan nandyan lang yan. So hindi mo siya na-discover or nire-resist mo siya. Ayaw mo siyang pansinin, no? These catalysts have ever been present and have never really left us. They're there. However, pre-COVID, some or many or some, pwedeng marami, pwedeng siguro, I don't know, we're quite hesitant, no? Or we're not as confident that these catalysts can be tapped or taken full advantage of. Kinailangan pa talaga ng isa pang catalyst para ma-realize na kaya naman pala, di ba? Kaya naman pala natin yon. So what are these essential catalysts? Essential kasi nandiyan yan, hindi naman umaalis, no? The people or the team. Kanina nabanggit ko, di ba, ang catalyst ay pwedeng tao, can be a person. So, people or team, the librarians and the co-academic staff. No? Ikaw, yung library team mo. As for librarians, BRAC in 2016 notes that the librarian's role is a catalyst, okay, who influences and communicates value to stakeholders to improve articulation of expectations. So a librarian causes things to move forward, or the library team causes things to move forward. Sandali lang po, unstable kasi yung internet ko. Sabihan mo na lang ako kung bigla ako nawala, baka sasalita lang ako sa sarili ko, tapos wala na pala ako. Okay, sige. So yeah, so it's the team that keeps things to move forward. And O'Brien in 2019 said, and I quote, "As librarians, we not only have an opportunity, but also, take note of this, an obligation to be a catalyst." Obligado pala tayo. Bakit? Because we have an obligation to be a catalyst in fueling the knowledge economy and in shaping the global information ecosystem to advance research, education, understanding, and ultimately prosperity. End of quote. So, meron pala tayong obligasyon. No? So, kala natin, nandito lang tayo para mag-react. No? Hindi. No? Hindi tayo dependent variable. Tayo ay independent variable. So, paano magagawa yung obligation na ito as a catalyst? Again, O'Brien further emphasized that, number one, ano daw dapat gawin? We should focus on delivering value. Number two, create and capitalize on change to thrive. And number three, not to underestimate our ability to influence. So remember, a catalyst makes things move. A catalyst makes things move. And we can do this as librarians. Diba? Huwag natin i-underestimate yung sarili natin na meron tayong ability to influence. Huwag nating ikahon yung sarili natin, yung team natin. Because we can cause something good to happen. So ano pa yon under the people and team, the skill sets, no? Diba, hindi ba naman, no, noon pa man, alam na natin yung mga virtual and digital reference yan. I mean, 2 years into the pandemic, and yung mga natutunan natin sa library school, diba, nung nag-aaral tayo, andyan lang naman yan eh. Tapos, mas na-trigger siya because na-challenge ka because the situation calls for it. Because there's a catalyst that pushed you to do it. No? Pero yun nga, no? According to Chegosowski and Maguire in 2018, skills are catalysts. And investment in areas of expertise sparks innovation. Diba? So anong ginawa natin, di ba? Ito, looking back, reflect kayo sa sarili ninyong team. Di ba naging focus natin yung upskilling, naging focus natin yung how to empower our people. Because we are catalysts. Makalimutan lang natin siguro yun, or masyado kasi tayong naging reactive. And I'll talk about reaction later on. Okay. So what else? No? Ano yung isa pang mga essential catalysts natin? Technologies. No, they've always been there. I mean, they have always been here. From Web 2.0, ito yung mga shared internet, social media, yung mga unang panahon pa, early into the early 2000s, up to Library 4.0. Ano yan? Mga space, blockchain, big data, augmented reality, cloud computing, artificial intelligence. Nandito na tayo. No? Nandito na tayo sa 21st century. In fact, if I may recall, nung bago mag-pandemic, 2019, ang mga topics na sa mga conferences at saka webinars kahit dito sa Pilipinas, the 4I, di ba, the fourth IR, fourth industrial revolution na yung pinag-uusapan. Kaya lang parang it was taken in a backseat because we have to react to something that happened, no, to another catalyst at hand. Okay. So another essential catalyst are trends. Okay. So nandiyan na yan, napapag-aralan na natin yan, makikita na natin yan kapag nagbe-benchmark tayo, diba? The Library of the Future by ELA and even Libraries Transform. no? In the areas of society, technology, education, environment, economics, and demographics. Lahat yan, nandiyan na yan. No? It's just a matter of choosing your circle. Dun sa trends, mga bilog-bilog yun eh. Pipili ka lang kung ano yung apply mo na para sa library mo. And it's there. Kumbaga, it's a menu, a buffet in front of us. Okay. And lastly, an essential catalyst is the library itself. Tayo. Again, sabi ni Jaguszewski and Maguire in 2018 this time, they put it as demonstrating the library's ability to provide solutions to information problems and the library's deep expertise in the knowledge life cycle of discovery, use, creation, and sharing of knowledge. These are the core. So yung library mismo ay isang catalyst. Sa atin na lahat, kumbaga, the entire package is already inside, nandun na tayo sa loob ng isang package, which is the library itself. Okay. So, nare-realize nyo ba, ito na, nandito lang pala ang mga ito. Masyado lang tayo, parang pusa na pag may nakitang ilaw, na-distract lang tayo at yun muna yung focus natin. Pero ito, meron tayong essential catalysts. So this takes me to this question. Have you ever thought about this? What if COVID-19, o kaya sige, hindi na lang COVID-19, iba pang mga situations, let's say Ondoy, malaking baha, dito sa metro, Yolanda, in the Visayas, Taal, in South Luzon. What if these didn't happen? Naisip niyo ba yon? What could have been your library's catalysts? Ano kaya yung mga catalysts mo? For the essential catalysts that I mentioned previously, ever tap, naisip ba natin yon? Or since the library itself is a catalyst, was your library a catalyst in your own institution or school community? Ikaw ba, yung library mo ba, naging catalyst ba siya? Naging cause of change ba siya? Sa mismong library community mo. Bago nangyari ang COVID, bago nangyari ang mga tao, bagay o pagyayari ng mga catalysts, nandun ka na ba? Naisip mo ba ito? Naisip mo ba ito? Na nandito na lang pala ito, staring in front of my face. I'll park this question so you can ponder upon it for a while. Medyo mag-reflect tayo ng konti. Okay? So, catalyst. I'm going to point number 2. Change. And like what I've talked about in point number 1, since a catalyst enables us to act. Ang na-imagine ko naman ngayon ay yung sinabi ni Isaac Newton. Okay, so sabi ni Isaac Newton sa kanyang third law of motion, mascience to, kasi catalyst yan. So ito, naghanap tuloy ako, naalala ko. Sabi niya, for every action, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. Di ba? Di ba ginagamit niya? Meron pang isa, pero negative naman. Si Murphy's Law. Diba sabi naman ni Murphy's Law, what could go wrong will go wrong. Yan naman yung sinabi niya, di ba? Pero ito, sabi ni, for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. The forces of action become in pairs. And a catalyst trigger changes. And our natural reaction to change, nasabi ko kanina yung pusa, na may nakitang ilaw, susundin mo. The natural reaction to change natin is to feel anxious or threatened. And simply because we are dealing with something that is uncertain and unseen. Diba? Kapag madilim, may hesitation ka, hindi mo makita kung ano yung meron. May fear ka or may anxiety ka kasi may kita. So it's but natural. And our natural tendency is to resist. Okay? And we tend to cling to the old order of things. Kasi, or mga nakagawian na natin. Tapos yung mga nakagawian natin, pre-pandemic, let's say, ina-apply natin, pilit nating ina-apply sa sitwasyon ngayon. Tapos parang sinifit natin, kasi ganun eh. Because we have this thinking na it's not broken. So, it's working. It's not broken, it's working. So we are reluctant to give change a chance. Na mag-inject ng something sa atin, na makapasok yung catalyst sa library natin. Then here comes COVID that totally altered and redefined how we live, understand, and prioritize things. So it totally changed the ball game. So ngayon, we can call this by far the ultimate catalyst kasi lumabas na wala tayong choice kahit lahat, kundi mag-adapt and be ready. Okay. So habang ni-work ko tong keynote speech na mayroong PowerPoint. Okay. Naalala ko lang some years back, the idea of telecommute work was proposed already in the House and the Senate. Yeah. Naalala nyo to? Pinupost to. And did you know that it was actually signed into law in December 2018? So 18, 19, 20, 21, 4 years. 4 years old na pala tong batas na to. And back then, I remember, there were a lot of hesitation back then kasi parang lugi, may lugi factor, Aminin na natin, meron din tayong FOMO factor na parang kaya we resist change kasi marami tayong mga fears na, and it's valid, It's valid and it's normal. In reality, sa totoo lang, yung BPO industry have been doing remote for the longest time and it worked for them. But wow, 4 years later, telecommute has become part of our hybrid work. What a change, di ba? We didn't see this coming. Ito lang pala siya. So segue ko lang yun. So by this time, our resilience should have been far stretched out in terms of change. And again, I am referring to the basic reference material. Itong dictionary. Babalik na naman ako sa dictionary. Okay. The dictionary definition says about resilience, madaling maka-adjust sa change. Ganun lang. Ability to recover or adjust easily to misfortune or change. Yan sabi niya. But our new and changing service environment entails modern day resilience. To look at resilience as advancing despite adversity. Ito na yun eh. Ito na yung definition ng resilience sa panahon ngayon na applicable sa atin. So advancing, pag sinabing advancing, it's about continual growth and achievement of your goals. Tuloy ang buhay. Tuloy ang pag-achieve ng mga key result areas natin, mga plano natin, mga gusto natin mangyari sa library natin. Despite adversity. Despite, meaning adversity is not a prerequisite to advancing towards our goals. Diba? Hindi nga, we do not wait for an adversity or a catalyst before we grow and finally pursue resilience. Hindi tayo maghihintay. Naalala nyo kanina, tayo ang catalyst. Nasa atin yung catalyst. Hindi natin kailangan hintay ng isa pang catalyst para gumana ang isang catalyst. Adversity. So it's not only big or life-altering events, but also the small challenges of everyday life. The small annoyances or the small catalysts, irritable substances can eventually add up to large emotional reactions. So ito na raw, So it's advancing despite adversity. So this is how we should look at change and catalyst. So dalawa pa lang yung points ko, So change, catalyst, and change. Now, in relation to the libraries naman, i-relate natin sa library. I am posing this question. Sorry, meron pa pala ako. So what do? We have, given that we have this is now how we should be resilient, how resilient should be for us. What should we do? We should accept the current realities. Things are still uncertain. Things will never be the same again. And we have to accept din. Kumbaga parang ano lang yan, acceptance lang talaga to, na the new and changing environment applies to libraries. And we should have a change. We have to change our mindset and attitude. No? We have to make room for change. We have to rise to the occasion and adapt. Okay? Be open to upskilling, di ba? Be open to upskilling. We can work smart. No? This is not rocket science. Di mo naman kailangan maging magaling para malaman kung anong gagawin mo. Di ba? You can feel the situation. You have the essential catalysts before you. No? Hindi mo kailangan ng something maging reactive palagi. No? Tapos mag-iisip ka na lang ng next course of action. Initially, that's okay. No? But you have to think forward and be change ready because there's no turning back daw. No? Something like this may happen again. Sana wala. No? Sana wala. Pero makita naman natin no, kung paano tayo nag-grow. Kasi na-force tayo sa wall para magbago, mag-change. So we plan and we prepare ourselves. We ready ourselves. Okay. Okay pa ba kayo? Nandiyan pa ba kayo? So ito na pala yung tanong ko. No? Ito na. So 2 years and almost 2 months into this pandemic, has your library become a catalyst for change yet? Parang kanina yung tanong ko, no? Kung hindi nag-pandemic, ano kaya? Eh ngayon naman, 2 years and 2 months down the line of this pandemic, naging catalyst for change na ba tayo? No? Yung na ba yung library natin? So, may share lang ako sa inyo, no? Last year, dahil ito yung curiosity namin. Last year, my colleague from the Medical Health Sciences Institute and I had this burning curious question. Kung ready na ba ang libraries natin? Ready na ba tayo sa change and new environment? No? How ready were the institutions in meeting the demands of the new service environment? So ito yung burning question. Ito yung burning namin curiosity, research curiosity. So we conducted this study. And tatlong phases yun. No? So ano yung ginawa to adapt ito, library management change initiatives. Ano yung mga ginawa because of the expectations, because of what happened, because of the change. Pangalawa, how did you adapt? At pangatlo, ready ka na ba? So, yun yung mga tanong nung study. So, in terms of ano yung mga initiatives at the onset of change, no? Nandiyan na yung change. Ito yung results. No? Marami namang na-achieve. No? Na-achieve naman quite a lot in terms of support, wellness and care, itong library staff were consulted, the assignment of tasks, strategic plans were revised, plan programs and priorities were revised, library's performance was and is continuously being managed, work deliverables, services program that stops and continue, na-evaluate yan, lahat na-achieve yan. So, naging very reactive tayo to change. By the way, ang mga respondents pala nito, initially were the head librarians. We had 76 head librarians who responded to this invitation call to participate for this study. No? So ito yung mga sagot nila. Okay, na-achieve naman, no? Quite a lot. Tapos ano yung mga change initiatives by priority? Ano yung mga naging priorities? No? Nung dumating, no? Itong new normal changing service environment. Ang naging first priorities, ito yung number 2. Upscaling, retooling, reskilling of library staff on technology. Tapos pumapangalawa dyan, syempre, yung redirection. Ito na yung ito na yung part pa rin to ng response, no? Immediate response. So redirection of library budget. And pangatlo, deployment of innovative library projects. So na-fast track yung mga projects. Yung mga iniisip natin na nakakatakot gawin noon, baka hindi suportahan, baka hindi mag-work, gano'n. Naging priority siya. So, tapos na-realize natin na, again, going back to the essential catalysts, kaya pala natin, no? Kaya pala natin mag-rise. Pero kaya rin nating maging change initiators, di ba? So, pangatlo, ano naman yung ready na ba? So, ready na ba ang library institutions natin? At least based on the findings of this study, oo, ready na. No? Ready na tayo. Ready na. Kung meron pang isang dumating na blow or catalyst, kayang-kaya. Yun ang sabi. No? And ang strongly agree dito is our librarians are ready to highly participate in the blended learning and teaching modalities. Isa pa, yung ready na raw to reinvent the strategies and priorities periodically to adapt to the times, and ready to offer more flexibility in the policies and adaptive to the times. And all other items there, agree sila naman na ready na, including hybrid work. So, maganda naman yung naging maganda yung naging response. And kung ito yon, kumbaga ko ito na yung Pulse Asia ng buong library community natin. We are ready, and we can change. We can face change head on. Okay. So, okay. Point number 3. Malapit na. Last scene na to, challenge. So, yung challenges, no, we are faced with, actually, sa tingin ko, we have a main challenge, a persistent challenge, and an expected challenge. And what are these? Okay, sabi nga mo dito, babalik ako dito kay resilience definition. Yung adversity. So, both large and small goals, diba? And everyday challenges we have to face. Okay. So, ito yung mga major, persistent, and expected challenges natin. Yung isa, yung challenge natin is we need to act quickly from point A to point B. Hindi, ito na yon yung dapat from being reactive, maging proactive na tayo, no? And another persistent challenge to us libraries, stay relevant, be innovative, be inclusive, as before and beyond, no? Hindi lang ngayon, hindi lang kahapon, dapat sa susunod, no? So, isang challenge yan, nandiyan yan palagi, no? Iba palagi nating naririnig, stay relevant, keep abreast, ito yung mga terms. That's the same thing. It comes to our libraries. And our expected challenge is libraries need to be ready and adaptive to the times. I think this is one realization talaga na nag-hit sa atin, na pinarealize sa atin ng pandemic na ito. Okay. And what do we need to do? We need to also understand the immediate impact of challenges in your library. Diba? So ito naman yun eh. We are facing the same things, diba? People, workforce and productivity, budget, service operations, programs, spaces. People, diba kailangan nating isipin ano yung ngayon, no? Iniisip na natin yung kanilang mental health, yung welfare, well-being, how will they get to the workplace, diba? Workforce and productivity, ano yung deliverables? How can they deliver, no? May connectivity devices ba sila for home-based work? Staffing, pag nag-reopen na, and now we are already unti-unting nag-reopen, di ba? When you resume on-site operations, who can go? What can your staffing support? How can your staffing support the service demand, di ba? So, Also, syempre, titingnan mo yung challenge din sa atin, yung budget, di ba? Allocation of emerging services and resources. Diba? Paano naman kami, no? Hindi naman siguro yung mga malalaking libraries, walang problema yan, di ba? Pero paano kami? Paano kami support? So, may threat din ng budget cuts, no? If school shifts to pure online classes, and we have seen this already in the past 2 years, di ba? The service operations, the shift to online environment, or virtual programming, the programs, no? How are you going to carry it out, di ba? So, pati yung physical spaces, no? Paano yun? Kailangan mag-iba na, no? For example, in our case in DSU, noong 2019, we are already set on doing our space redesign for 2020. No? 2020 first quarter dapat yon. Kaso, yun na nga, 2020 first quarter, may catalyst na nangyari, na nag-trigger ng change. No? So how are we going to go about this? What is the ultimate charge or the ultimate challenge? Kanina, merong major, may persistent, merong expected. No? Ang ultimate challenge or charge is to navigate all challenges and translate this to change readiness. Balik tayo doon. No? The ultimate challenge is to make the transition and effectively navigate challenges all throughout. So ito yun, resilience papasok din siya dito. Okay. So I am coming down to my last point, transformation. Okay. Ito yung question, di ba? How is your library's road to transformation coming along? Kumusta naman kayo? Diba? Kumusta? So, I remember, same month, two years ago, nagsimula ang mga, same time, 2 years ago, nagsimula ang mga webinars sa mga talks, mga what to do, how are you doing it kind of discussions, yung sharing of experiences, and learning from each other. Yung initial reaction to shock. So, nagtatanungan tayo, ano yung gagawin namin? Paano kami ganun? Ano gagawin namin? So, the short-term action plans. Diba? And now, ngayon, ang pandemic ay endemic na sa atin. Okay? And it seems like we are living with a catalyst that made us realize that the unimaginable can even happen in our lifetime. And it has lasting implications, kagaya ng sabi dito sa slide na ito, no? It has lasting implications and a learned lesson that we should think long-term actions. No? Hindi na tayo dapat myopic. No? Kung dati, hanggang short-term action plans lang tayo, ngayon, nakikita na natin, ay, magtatagal to, magkakaroon to ng lasting implications. So, ito na, no? This is how our mindset should be. No? We are rethinking and redefining our library, knowing what the library, that the library is an essential service. No? So, ang mindset natin, long-term na, hindi na short-term. Meaning to say, ang mga plans natin, forward-looking na rin. No? Ano na, papansinin na natin itong risks and emergencies. We will already look into the essential catalyst na technology. People, no? Staff development, staff skills audit, and spatial and facilities development adaptive to the learning environment. Ito na yung mga focus natin. Hindi ko pa nasulat dito, pati yung partnerships, no? Partnerships natin with our community, our school community, no? Parang naging isa na kasi yung mission natin, no? Yun yung magandang nangyari with the COVID-19 pandemic, libraries and technology. Nagiging malapit na tayo sa isa't isa. At mas marami tayo, it seemed like mas marami tayo nagagawa. No? Kaya technology is really key. No? It's a key and essential catalyst. Okay. And I go back to this, let's go back to my friend, the dictionary. So what is it to be transformed? Sabi niya dito, to transform something or someone means change them completely and suddenly so that they are much better or more attractive. Positive. No? Transformation is about to change completely and suddenly to become much better. And transformation is about future proofing. We don't really need to wait for a trigger, like what I've been saying kanina pa. We don't need to wait for a trigger or an adversity to be proactive. Diba? It is long and an ongoing learning process. It may start suddenly, binigla tayo, gulatan lang, diba? Like the sneak attack COVID did to us, but it is a long process to get there. To transform, huwag kayong magmadali, no? Kasi proseso yan. It's a process. It's a long process to get there. And share ko lang, no, yung sa experience namin sa DLSU. This is something how visioning has helped us chart our roadmap, no? Even when COVID hasn't hit us yet. So ang realization namin, it is not business as usual. We should always focus on our vision and to create small goals along the way. So ito yung mga ginawa namin, no? Create lang kami ng mga small goals namin. Nag-focus kami sa 1, 2, 3, 4, no? 4 naming core values. Na ito yung magiging focus namin kahit na wala pa yung pandemic. And nakatulong, no? Nakatulong lang, parang tumiming din. It's a blessing in disguise, not just for us and I believe for other library teams out there, no? So ito yung sabi namin, no? We will, in terms of access and service, we will lock our gains as early adopter of online information resource to deliver diverse services, adaptive to the times. So ito yung, meron na kami nito, meron na kaming catalyst na to. So ipag-iibayo namin ito. We will take advantage of this. Expertise. We will strengthen our subject expertise and capacities to level up learning, teaching, and research support. Ginagawa na naman natin lahat yon, di ba? Like sa amin, nagtuturo naman kami, nagbibigay na kami ng, we team teach, we mentor each other, we offer expertise, pero wala pa kami doon, no? Hindi pa, meron pa kaming kailangan gawin para matutunan. And ito rin yung isang small goal namin, no? Na ma-hone pa yung expertise namin para maging catalyst ang library sa Lasallian community. Okay. And pangatlo, yung innovation. No? Innovation is not just about technology. It's about thinking solutions and the next big idea, di ba? So we will come up with innovative programs. We will create learning avenues and adopt technology-rich platforms. So the experience namin, pre-COVID, no, we have already thought of migrating to the cloud system, no. So nangyari yung pandemic noong 2020, ni-launch namin lahat yun noong 2020. No, yung Anima search at saka yung vision namin for DLSU, no, the expanding DLSU's global research visibility, yung digital archives namin, no, yung Animo repository namin. Sabi namin, it's not just an archiving thing, so it's also a publishing system that we can involve the community. So we're getting there now. We are working towards that goal, and we are happy kasi yung unti-unti naming effort na yon, na nakikipag-usap kami, nagbi-build kami ng relationship with our research office, with the academics, nakikita na nila na magiging catalyst ang library, especially now, naging shining star ang library sa community. Okay, so ano yung final takeaways ko? No? Final takeaways ko lang. Babalik lang ako dito ulit, no? So the 3 C's in the T slide, this one. Today and tomorrow, we will get to listen to the stories of catalysts, change, challenges, and transformation in this 2-day conference. And my challenge and my charge to everyone is please take advantage of this learning venue. No? And sana ma-realize natin na hindi natin kailangan mag-wait ng adversity we are the catalysts. We create our own chemical reactions, and we can transform our libraries, fuel vision, and small goals. So maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Maraming salamat ulit, Paal, at magandang umaga po.
Thank you so much, Miss Christine. Ayan. So I'm sure that with your sharing, of course, we'll be able to, fully appreciate the discussions we'll have later on as well as tomorrow. Kasi we'll now have a deeper understanding of the key theme of this conference. Just in case lang, we still have time, guys. If you have questions, kay Miss Christine, kung meron lang naman, just in case you wanted to ask something, ganyan, just feel free to use our Q&A feature here in Zoom. Ayan. So, kasi 'di ba parang actually may itatanong pa ba tayo kay Miss Christine? Parang siya yung maraming tanong for all of us, 'di ba? Parang ang daming, 'di ba, point of reflection for the sharing, 'di ba?
Ang SF.
Yes, mga kailangan nating isipin, parang what could have been your library's catalyst kung walang pandemya. Pero ngayon na meron na nangyari ito, has your library become a catalyst for the change, diba? At actually, ma'am, na-pick ito ng isa nating participant. This is Miss Evelyn mga Lili, and parang binanggit niya na the question na parang, does your library cause change in your institution? Diba? Has your library become the catalyst for change? So parang sabi niya, it is a challenging question and inspiring. Challenging but inspiring. So parang pushing the wall indeed. Yun yung sinabi ni Ma'am Evelyn Mangaligi. Ayan. So may chat lang siya about that one. Medyo na ano siya doon. Mastak siya noon.
Parang nabalik ko yung tanong kasi.
Yes, so parang, okay.
Naibalik ko yung tanong. Naunahan po kita, ma'am.
Yun, di ba? So marami tayong, yes, ma'am. So marami tayong mga point of reflection today. Parang yung we navigate all the challenges, change readiness, So yan. So parang, meron pa po ba tayong mga katanungan for Miss Christine sa kanyang sharing? And marami pong mga clap reactions tayong nakikita dito. So, yun. And, check ko lang po, baka lang may ma-miss tayo. Ayan, okay. So, let me check. Ayan. Okay. Alright. So, I think, more from our participants, and I think, masyado na silang nag-iisip sila ngayon about the things that you post earlier, Miss Christine, yung yes, the change, as an essential catalyst, diba? Yan. So, ayan. So, maraming salamat. Okay. Oh, wait lang po. Ayan, okay. So, wala naman po pala tayong mga questions. So, siguro parang lang po, dun from the sharing earlier.
Maganda ba yon? Okay naman siguro yon.
Yes. Very much.
Good naman siguro yun.
Actually po, parang kanina kasi nabanggit natin, from the essential catalyst, part yung people, di ba? I mean, una si people, the full team, being that one na essential catalyst, yung people and team, was that a challenge also na be helping, parang making them proactive despite the challenges we are facing right now, kasi bilang they are the essential catalyst, kumbaga parang was it a challenge so far from your end po, Miss Christine, na kasi they are an essential catalyst, pero syempre they're also the ones affected.
Challenge din yun.
Yes.
Challenge din yun.
Ayan, parang
ayun na, nagtanong si Ma'am Susan.
Yun nga po parang kumo-connect na po dito sa tanong ni Ma'am Susan Pador, The question would be, what is the most challenging thing to your sorry, umakyat pasensya na po. What is the most challenging thing to you in the time of the pandemic? So parang yun, kumo-connect doon.
Actually, pareho lang din, I think we are experiencing the same challenges. I have already enumerated kanina, di ba? the situation, the people, yung catalyst na yun, no? Tao, bagay at pangyayari, no? Itong tatlong ito. And I think most challenging would be the bandang huli ay nagamay naman na, no? It's being with the team, no? Kasi pushing kasi di ba na-pause lahat ng mga projects, well, not projects, yung mga plans, mga programs na naka-design for an in-person, no? Yung alam natin, yung dating gawi, di ba? So I think isa yon, especially yung nakita ko sa amin, sa DLSU libraries, is how are we going to get the people together? Paano namin sila ma-empower? Paano natin sila mabibigyan ng trabaho, ng gagawin, di ba? Kasi talagang work from home lahat. Isa yun, no? And ang sagot naman doon ay upscaling pa rin. It's really to watch each other's back. So ganun yung naging response namin. And I believe hindi lang naman kami yung nakagawa nun, no? Pero sa amin nakatulong yun, no? Para ma-implement yung programs. And looking back, it's sabi ko nga kapag nagmi-meeting kami ng mga ng leadership team namin, parang naging close tayo, no? Naging close tayo lalo. Tapos lagi na tayo nagmi-meeting, hindi naman tayo nagmi-meeting dati. Pero na-deliver, no? Na-deliver yung mga key result areas, yung mga deliverables na kailangan. Yan. So, tinitingnan ko na ba itong mga question? Ayan na. Specific innovation programs. Yan, si King Brian, sabi niya, daw po yung welcome daw. May you share with us specific innovation programs you're implementing in the library? Okay. Yung biggest technological innovation namin talaga is when we migrated yung Animo projects. Ang tawag namin doon ay Animo projects, no? Na every Tuesday hanggang ngayon nagmi-meet pa rin kami, no? 2019 hanggang ngayon nagmi-meet pa rin kami. Ito yun nga, nag-migrate kami sa Animo Search na integrated dynamic system na namin, na one-stop shop. Lahat nandoon na para ito na yung naging virtual library, virtual place ng aming Lasallian community. Tapos of course yung yung repository. So isa yun kasi yung digital archives namin. And personally I'm very happy because yung administration namin has given us the full support. Even the president was there when we launched it. No, nakita nila, the library is doing something to keep us together and to keep us informed of what's going on at taking us to the next level kahit may pandemic. No? Yun yung value na na-communicate namin. And ngayon, nag-iisip kami, no? I mentioned that one of our small goals is innovation. No? We focus on innovation and we are going to look into other technology-rich programs. The latest being, tapos yun pala, no? Na meron na kaming reading list. Basta yung mga yan, yung reference manager namin, Bukasit, parang lahat yan, nandiyan na dati. Meron pa palang powers tong mga to. So, na-harness namin yung mga powers na meron kaming mga, dati pa namin mga innovation-rich programs. Okay. So, yun, sana sagot ko si King Brian. Sasagutin ko na doon na yung iba, no? Yun na.
Mukha nga, mas pinakikita niyo na po, no?
Si Laila, how do catalysts increase sustainability? Yan, sa akin, ang mag-work dito para maging sustainable tayo, no? I'm thinking about the library as a catalyst, is we don't act on our own. So, we don't act as an island kasi hindi natin magagawa, hindi natin mapapursue yung mga gusto nating mangyari kung tayo lang. humanap tayo ng mga champions at mga allies natin. And sa amin, isa yun sa mga share ko sa inyo na naging lesson namin, no? Talagang kami, nag-reach out kami and kumbaga nabuo yung projects namin, hindi kami, dahil meron kaming naging partner sa institution, sa university. So it's something, no, that can increase sustainability. I think it's really building a relationship is key, no, especially now, no, na madali na ngayon mag because of the online environment. Ano sabi ni Fanny, is it really a huge challenge, especially for diversity budget? Yes, we've seen that, no. Talagang yung budget yung unang nagpihaan diba? Noon. So I think another thing is yung communities, no. Ito rin yung magandang nakita ko, na-observe ko itong pandemic. Nagkaroon ng mga communities helping each other. So na-activate yung mga na-activate ng mga volunteers, na-activate ang mga organizations, 'di ba? Sige, mag-share tayo. Ang daming naging ganoon, 'di ba? So yes, budget is actually budget naman kahit noon pa challenge na 'yan, 'di ba? Pero may paraan, tsaka merong kang pwedeng makapartner para tulungan. Wala na! Thank you na lahat.
Yes,
ang internet ko ay connection unstable.
Oo nga po.
Yun
Pero,
Q&A back. Siguro mamaya sagutin ko na lang sa Q&A.
Yes, Christine.
Nakita ko na. Yun lang. Inagaw na kita ng role doon.
It's alright, Miss Christine.
Okay na.
It's alright. Ayan. So, I think naman po, talagang nakuha naman na po lahat. Ang gusto pa nilang mga itanong ay nasagot na. So, and right on time, this is the point where we present the our certificate of appreciation, Miss Christine. Thank you so much po sa inyong time for today. For, ayan po, no, of course, Arl, and of course, in partnership with Elsevier, ayan po, we award this, we present this certificate of appreciation to, of course, our keynote speaker today, Miss Christine M. Abrigo, in grateful recognition and sincere appreciation for sharing your invaluable time, your knowledge, and expertise as our keynote speaker at the 2022 PAARL National Summer Conference with the theme na talaga po namang diniscuss natin this morning. Catalyst for Change, Transforming Library Services, Collections, and Communities in Times of Challenges. No, held via Zoom on April 28 and 29, 2022, signed, of course, by our Vice President, Ms. Kimberly Ann Soria, and the President of PAARL, Ma'am Sharon Samaniego. Thank you so much, Ms. Christine. Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Maraming salamat. Maraming salamat, PAARL. Maraming salamat.
Alright. Ayan po. So, yun po ang atin pong napaka-comprehensive na discussion about the theme for today's conference, no? So before we proceed po muna sa atin pong mga sessions later, of course, no, remind po muna natin ng ating mga participants that should you have any questions later sa atin pong mga participants, no, please post them using our Q&A feature here in Zoom. All right, and then we will entertain the questions right after each participant each presenter finished their presentation. All right? So if you want to say hello to your colleagues na talagang nakikita na natin, no, please use the chat feature for that purpose.